One of the initial steps in really learning how to produce a good saxophone sound is to work with the mouthpiece and the reed ligature combination alone for a while. The first thing you want to start to understand is the structure of the instrument and where you place your mouthpiece inside your mouth. And there's a spot on the mouthpiece where it curves away from the reed. It's flat on this part of the reed, and then it curves upward. Right where it curves, you kind of have to look at a light. You see where that position is. You put your thumb in, then you insert it up to that point. And that's your basic correct position. A lot of people, young students particularly, play in the wrong position. They're not getting the full efficiency of the mouthpiece and reed. So if you can work with this, this is the first step. So that's the first step. The second thing to consider is the optimum pitch of each mouthpiece. On the soprano, I'm not sure, but I think it's about a C. On tenor, I know it's about an A or A flat. It varies from mouthpiece to mouthpiece, but this is what we call the optimum pitch. And the optimum pitch is important to note because that's the position you want to play in as much as possible. That's actually the next step, which is an octave slur from the optimum pitch. You get that by dropping your jaw but maintaining contact with the reed, with your lower lip, of course, and adding air as you go down. If you play the saxophone, you have to add more air to get the low register. So this is essential practice just to understand that principle. So that would be the first thing to try is an octave drop with the mouthpiece, and then back up without losing the note, without keeping that one thing just like a trombone would do it. The next step is to try and play a scale. If I had a keyboard, I would actually play the scale on the keyboard, but I can demonstrate it without that. So that was basically a major scale, which means you have to use your ear to find the pitches. And in fact, when you play the saxophone, you have to use your ear all the time anyway. The saxophone is not built exactly in tune, such as a flute or even a clarinet. And soprano saxophone, I have to say, is one of the most maligned instruments there is in terms of pitch. The tolerances are very close. The notes are closer. It's an octave higher than the tenor. So to tune, you really have to be very sure of yourself with that. The next step after you've learned to play an octave slide and an octave scale is scales in thirds. Pretty close.